I highly recommend you give these options a try, especially if you're a big eater in the evening and that's your weakness. Give it a try. You're going to be able to do it. You're going to lose weight. Coach Greg, and in today's video, we're revisiting my 2,500 calorie shredding diet to get to 5% body fat. And so I'm going to watch the videos, tell you how has my diet changed? Would I do anything different? How am I eating now in comparison to then? And teach you the tips of the trade. How do you get lean? How do you stay in great shape? And you'll see in the video, I was close to 5% body fat at the time, about 6%. And you can see back then I was on a steroid cycle, but today I'm only on HRT, 140 milligrams a week. I was just under 190 pounds back then, and I'm in fact over 190 pounds today. So not bad, getting older. Father time hasn't quite caught up. And so let's watch and see what can we learn, how can we diet better, and do a long, sustainable diet for the rest of our lives.
Okay, it's a week out, and I'm dieting harder than the last time because I'm trying to get as lean as I humanly can.
And so I'm 1 week out from a show. This is the time when you're suffering the most, when you're at your most miserable. You watch other YouTubers who are dieting for competitions, you are suffering. And so this is a very drastic diet, 2,500 calories a day. And on this day, I trained for 3 hours, an hour and 20 minutes with the weights, and an hour and 40 minutes of doing cardio. That's a lot. And so my estimate was I probably was in a 1,500 calorie deficit, really trying to get shredded, the final push for the show. And I see Baby Dinky in the corner, still got Baby Dinky.
5 French toast, but this time it's with something called liquid muscle egg whites.
And so, shocker, had 5 French toast. I still eat French toast today. The only difference really is I'm not using the liquid muscle eggs, but I'm using just plain egg whites. But I add blueberries for the most part. I rarely have plain French toast to this day. I usually have blueberries. I add blueberries to the bottom of the pan, add the bread on top, exactly as you're seeing. And the blueberries, they soak into the French toast and make it taste a bit sweeter, a bit more delicious. And still to this day, still using the Miss Butterworth syrup. It's my absolute favorite. Don't worry, you can have your syrup and eat it too. Just make sure it's lower in calories.
I really like my French toast like really super thick with the egg whites.
And so what I've learned changed since then is I'm able to absorb even more egg whites into the bread. I take the spoon and make a little hole, little divot, and then I add the egg whites into that hole, that little pond, and over the course of several minutes, it absorbs into the French and it makes it as anabolic as possible by adding and sucking in the most amount of egg whites that it can possibly absorb. You flip it over and let it cook, don't let it burn. And you can eat it, and I cook in abundance now. I usually cook over 20 French toast, and then I have it for throughout the week.
20 calories in 60 mils. 20. People acting like you don't count macros, but then you eat the syrup and you're gonna die. It's 20 calories. It's sugar-free syrup.
And so as you can see, the aspartame, the artificial sweeteners, it still hasn't killed me. I've been eating this way for well over 25 years. The research supports this. It's okay. And if you're wondering if you can have diet pops, of course you can. Research, in fact, supports the fact that people who have diet pop and things like that instead of water actually lose more weight and keep more of it off and are more satiated. Probably because if you're craving sugars and things and get it from the diet pop, only have 5 calories or less, gonna have a lot less calories than if you eat sugars, candies, and so on. And so if you want to have artificial sweetener in your diet and you're okay with it, absolutely, without question, do so.
But this is just as easy as you could do it. And so there you have it. That'll be cooked in like 5 minutes and it's delicious.
And so if you want, you can get my cookbook, a variety of anabolic recipes for French toast, but also have YouTube videos explaining exactly how to make it. So be my guest, use what you need to make your anabolic French toast.
And my calories is around 2,500, so I'm like literally dying. For me, that's extreme dieting.
And so notice I say 2,500 calories a day. I'm suffering. I'm literally dying. Well, not quite, but I am losing a lot of weight. This is a significant deficit for me, 2,500 calories for me, in comparison to right now, I'm eating 3,500. And so that is about, on average, a 1,000 calorie deficit, which in a week will cause me to lose 2 pounds of fat. That is a lot. My advice, if you're dieting, try to lose the weight as slow as possible. And so rather than trying to lose 2 pounds of fat a week, which some people can do and maintain, my advice, try to lose it slower than last time. The slower you lose weight, the more likely you are to keep it off.
I don't do macros. I count calories. because I eat a shit ton of protein, so it doesn't matter if I eat high carb, low fat, whatever.
And so it hasn't changed. I still don't count macros. I don't sit there and say I need 400 grams of carbs and 200 grams of protein and this and that. I have a very high protein diet. I always have at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. There's no benefit to building muscle past 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, but it does allow you to be more satiated. Protein is more filling. There's a higher thermic effect of food from protein. And so people who are eating a lot of protein, they tend to be more full. After all, think of it. Is it going to be easier to stop eating egg whites, chicken, or fish? Or cookies, cake, candies, things that are full of fat and sugar. And so a great tip is to try not to have trigger foods around the house, foods that you really love that are high in sugar and fat and calories, high calorie dense foods, because they're much harder to stop eating, harder to put the fork down. And so rather than that, have low calorie dense foods, things that are not easy to overeat on calories, things that are not trigger foods, like for me, cereal and ice cream. Keep those out of the house, or at least out of sight. Going to make it easier to diet than last time.
Also with that, I have a coffee. I make my coffee with Walden Farm syrup because it's almost got no calories.
And so not much has changed. Instead of regular coffee, I now have switched to decaf. I want less caffeine in my diet to help me in sleeping at night. And rather than that milk, I have Fairlife, 14 grams of protein, only 80 calories. Extremely delicious. Also, sometimes I'll opt to use almond milk, very low in calories, healthy fats. And I still have my Walden Farm syrup to this day. It's been several years. Put a little bit of the chocolate syrup, a little bit of the mocha coffee, makes for a delicious coffee, very low in calories, still doing it to this day.
Meal 2, you're gonna love this one. This is a P28 wrap that is gonna be toasted. It's gonna be like nachos.
And so unfortunately, the P28 wraps that were used at this time, they no longer exist. These were a staple in my diet. And so rather than having the P28 wrap in a wrap, I now eat 2 wraps. Usually I eat Joseph Lavash wraps. They say they have 120 calories, but they're actually mislabeling it. There's more calories than that. All you have to do is weigh it. And so on average, they have about 145 calories. And so tip for you, just because it says there's a certain amount of calories in the food that you're eating, doesn't mean that's actually the calories in the food that you're eating. They're allowed to lie to be off by 20%. And so don't just assume that the calories listed are exactly what you're eating. Sometimes you'll eat more, sometimes you'll eat less, but just do the best you possibly can. And if you want, you can also cut up these Joseph Lavash wraps. You can put them on the frying pan, put them in the oven, and make the exact same thing. They're just a bit thinner. But remember, the Joseph Lavash wraps only have 12 grams of protein in comparison to 28 in the P28 wraps, but they're lower in calories, so you can eat more of them. And so rather than eating a vegetarian wrap, if you're looking for more protein, you could have eggs in it. That would make it higher in protein. And of course, if you're not vegetarian or vegan, you can add steak, chicken, other forms of meat, and make it higher in protein.
I'm gonna eat another wrap. 100 calories, 8 grams of protein. 100 calories I loaded up with the lettuce on the bottom.
And so when eating the Joseph Lavash wraps, I put romaine lettuce on the bottom as a barrier. I find that better than iceberg lettuce. I then add in a bunch of condiments, low-calorie condiments, barbecue sauces, low-fat dressings, mustards, and so on. Still do the exact same thing. You gotta make sure that it tastes amazing. If your wraps don't taste good enough, you're not gonna wanna keep eating them. Very important that you not only have a diet that you like, but that you actually love. And think of it, it's 3 years later and I'm still eating and I'm not on a diet. Still eating almost the exact same foods. I just eat a little bit more of them because I'm not trying to lower my body fat percentage.
Lots of cucumbers, sometimes I just put lots of spinach. I load up some pickles high in sodium because when you exercise all the time, you need some salt.
And don't worry about the salt. Remember, if you're doing a lot of cardio, you're obviously going to be sweating, lifting weights, sweating. And so you do need salt in your diet. And the sodium, it doesn't have calories. It's not going to make you store body fat. Perhaps it allows you to store a bit more water, but water is something you want. You want to be hydrated. If you have salt in your diet, you're hydrated, you're going to get a better pump. Some bodybuilders actually add more salt into their pre-workouts before they go to the gym to get a better pump. And so don't be overly concerned with sodium unless you have very high blood pressure and your doctor's giving you advice to be on a low sodium diet.
Don't be fooled by things like spices that say like 0 calories. It's like There's your serving. Did you see it come out? No, because that's how much they put as a serving.
And so definitely, I've seen this in the past. People load up the spices because it'll say 0 calories, but the serving size is 1/4 of a gram. And so if you're using spices, this is what you need to do. Look on the ingredients list and look if sugar is one of the first ingredients. If it is, what you're doing is you're primarily adding sugar. Ingredients are labeled from most to least. And so if the first ingredient is listed as sugar, dextrose, those kinds of things, it means that the majority of what's in the bottle is in fact just sugar. And so be careful with spices. Always check the label. If they're not full of sugar, then that's fine. Low in calories, use as much as you want. But if there is a lot of sugar, use it in moderation. And so looking at the wrap, there is no difference. I do the exact same thing to this day. It's absolutely chock full with vegetables. And at the end of the wrap, I usually have a salad on the plate that's falling out. And so I eat that with a fork. I have at least 2 every single day. It's very filling, satiating, and I absolutely love the taste of a wrap.
My girlfriend likes this stuff. So you will be guaranteed to like it, because this woman eats pizza and garlic fingers every day.
And so literally, Allie also eats the same. I mean, just the other day, she ordered a pizza and garlic fingers, and she ate it over 3 meals. And so what she does is the first day, she eats half the pizza, half the garlic fingers. It's a large pizza and garlic fingers. And then she has 1/4 of it the next day, and 1/4 of it the day after that. And so she's eating pizza and garlic fingers all the time, and yet she still likes those nachos. She likes to dip that in. You can use guacamole, tzatziki dip. Just find something that you enjoy. If you're trying to have a lower calorie diet, obviously you can dip something lower in the calories like salsa, but if you're not worried about calories, then load it up with something healthy that you enjoy. You could even use peanut butter, but my suggestion, use low calorie peanut butter, like in my cookbook, or you can look on my YouTube channel, Peanut Butter. It's like peanut butter, but it's not. It's lower in calories. It has 1/4 of the calories of peanut butter and tastes almost as good as the real thing. Trust me, it's a game changer. Please try that. You can dip that in. You can make peanut butter and jam sandwiches using the lower calorie peanut butter. And remember, you can have your peanut butter and eat it too. It's all about finding low calorie alternatives to the foods that you absolutely love. That is what a lifelong sustainable diet should look like. And so if you're looking for delicious and amazing recipes, don't forget about the cookbook, the hard copy version here. You can also get the PDF. Going to be a game changer. Trust me, if you're looking for foods that taste amazing, high in protein, high volume for the big eaters, that is the book to get. That is the book for you. Click the link in the description.
And this is a diet, okay? You don't have to eat broccoli and tilapia and boring food over and over and think that that's the way. That is not the way.
And so listen, I've said this 3 years ago. I've said this decades ago. This is a realistic lifelong diet. It's easy to follow because it's foods that you're going to like. You're not going to be starving all the time. And so that is the way to diet. The #1 reason diets fail is because people are hungry. They're not eating foods that they like. And so what do you expect? How long can you use willpower and stay on that diet? With this cookbook, you don't need all that willpower because you get to eat the foods that you love.
Stop eating the nachos, eat this instead. You got a healthy alternative. And then you lose weight because calories in, calories out.
And so nothing's changed. Calories in, calories out. And so if you can switch what you're eating right now to something that's lower in calories, you're automatically going to lose weight. Everyone can do it, regardless of your hormones, your age, male or female. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The Rock knows it doesn't matter. What matters is you eat in a calorie deficit to lose weight.
Meal 3. Popcorn.
And nothing has changed. If anything, I just eat more of the popcorn. Popcorn, this is a game changer. You know, I've always been about the smart popcorn. Been eating this for years. I no longer eat chips and Doritos and all those things, the bags of crackers and cookies. I have popcorn instead. And oftentimes I'll add the sweetener or popcorn seasoning, salt and vinegar and so on to make it taste that much better. And so why not add it? It's a few extra calories. It's going to taste that much better. I usually eat 2 to 3 bags of popcorn every single day. And to go with this, a homemade Score protein bar, absolutely delicious. The recipe is still available. You can click the link in the description. Remember, you can make it with fibro. You can get that on my website as well. Or you can, of course, get my friggin' protein bars. Been so long since we've been out, but there's more flavors than last time. Lots of protein bars. Click the link in the description. Get the protein bars today.
225 calories plus the 10.
And I'm saying it's 225 calories plus 10, but I actually weighed out the popcorn after cooking it, and I realized it's 200 calories or less because not all the kernels are popping. And so it's 225 calories if you eat the entire bag, but there's always kernels left. And so, lo and behold, you're eating even less calories than you think. And so, I'll eat 2 to 3 bags a day. It's only 400 to 600 calories and maybe 50 calories worth of toppings. And so, grand total, 3 bags, 650 calories. Easy, it's a great meal. I love it. High in fiber, a little bit of protein even, way better than rice, potatoes, all kinds of stuff. And so why not get your carbs from popcorn? And so whether it's pre-workout, post-workout, first thing in the morning before bed, popcorn, that is a snack for you. Give it a try. Game changer.
Okay guys, I just finished my workout. It was 3 hours. 1 hour and 40 minutes was cardio.
And so as you can see, an hour and 40 minutes of cardio, and I started at 3 miles an hour, and I had to keep going slower as I went on. I was getting tired. I wasn't as athletic as I am today. Today I could quite easily go way faster than that. In fact, I'm racing bikes now, burning way more calories. And one thing I do to help my endurance is I use GO2 Max. This is absolutely amazing. It helps your cardio, helps you to recover faster, put out more power, you can burn more calories, become a better butter burner. It's kind of like GW501516, also known as Cardarine, except it's actually legal. And in case you're thinking there's no human studies, there's actually human studies to back up this research. Ask other people to review GO2 Max. Look at the ingredients, NMN, the main ingredient. See, are there human trials? Does it actually work? Ask other people. Perhaps Jeff Nipper can do a video on it, and you'll see. He's not going to be able to disagree because the research is very clear on just how effective it really is.
I have a 300 calorie shake. I put blueberries in there, BB2 in there. So basically, this is a peanut butter marshmallow flavor with extra peanut butter with blueberries.
And after the gym, anabolic protein ice cream, the one you can put over your head. And for this now, I use obviously my own protein powders. There's a ton of different flavors. Use the one that you want. And add to that some ice, perhaps some almond milk or high protein milk, and as well as some frozen berries, blueberries, strawberries, bananas. Use the one they want. Some are higher in calories than others, but depending on what you want, you can use what you need. Make it as delicious as possible and have that protein ice cream. It's very filling, high in protein. It's cold, delicious. It can be the thing that you need to settle that ice cream craving that you have. And looking for the recipes on how to make the protein ice cream, I obviously have it on my YouTube channel, but you can of course get it in my cookbook as well. Variety of recipes. They come in low, medium, and high calories, various sizes, various flavors, desserts, toppings. So please get the cookbook a try, or at least watch my YouTube videos to find out how to make it. And up next, a massive salad. As you can see, the entire bag of spinach, a pound into the bowl. Also some vegetables, some chicken on top, 500 calories. And so to this day, I still eat massive salads, but I only do so when I notice that my weight is going up. I'm just trying to maintain. I'm not trying to get leaner, I'm not trying to get heavier. I'm happy at single-digit body fat. I feel no reason to try to get leaner, no reason to add more body fat. And so if I notice that my weight is slightly creeping up, that I'm gaining a bit of body fat, perhaps after a vacation, or if I've gone out to eat, eaten too much on the weekend, what have you, I then start eating some salads at night that automatically makes me so full, I don't then eat extra calories. It allows me to be in a deficit. Very easy for me to regulate my weight by eating salads at night. And so if you notice that you're a night eater, that you eat a lot of calories in the evening, that you do fine all day, no problem, and then you're just snacking and you can't stop at night. The salad, the protein ice cream, the popcorn, those are the meals you should be eating in the evening. They're very high in volume, very filling, and it takes a long time to eat it. And so rather than eating nuts or sandwiches or ordering out, you're never going to be full on that. You start eating cookies before you know it, the entire box is gone. You have a bowl of cereal, box is gone. Ice cream, no more. And so if you eat these low-calorie dense foods that are high in volume, you're going to be full. It's going to allow your stomach the time to notice that you're full because it takes so long to eat it. Game changer on your diet. I highly recommend you give these options a try, especially if you're a big eater in the evening and that's your weakness. Give it a try. You're going to be able to do it. You're going to lose weight. Now, it's important to note this is a 2,500 calorie diet for me with a lot of cardio, but that's to get mind-blowing shredded. And if you're a smaller, especially if you're female, lighter, not doing a lot of cardio, you may not actually lose any weight on 2,500 calories. For the most part, most people eating 2,500 calories would probably be at a healthy weight. They may not even lose weight. And so if you're a smaller person, not doing a lot of cardio, you don't have a lot of muscle, you might need to eat far fewer calories to lose weight. I do suggest that you try not to lose weight as fast as I was doing. This is a dramatic calorie deficit. I'm doing a professional bodybuilding competition. I'm trying to get to 5% body fat. I'm clearly extremely lean here, a lot leaner than I am right now. This is not what I would consider healthy. This is too lean to be healthy. And so I caution you, don't just copy this diet and think that it's automatically going to work for you. It worked for me, but I have decades of experience in dieting. Also, this is not the only thing I eat every day. You might be thinking, oh, well, where's the healthy fats? And so, for example, today I had 6 open-faced salmon rice cakes. It's rice cakes with salmon on, vegetables, covered with lettuce. I love those. And so oftentimes, if I'm not eating French toast for breakfast, I'll have those salmon rice cakes. And so I do have healthy fats in my diet. Don't cut out all the fat in your diet. You do need some, but be careful. Be careful where you get your fats from. If it's from chips and junk and crap, then you probably don't need it. There's a big difference between getting your fats from a chocolate bar and chips versus getting it from healthy fats from avocados and fish and flax seeds. And so do your due diligence, research harder than the last time, make sure you're not deficient in any micro or macronutrients, and best of luck on your weight loss journey. If you want to get the cookbook to make your diet that much easier, please click the link in the description. Also, if you're looking for a free training plan, become a newsletter subscriber. Giving it away free. It's close to 20 pages, help you on your weight loss and training journey. And please watch the 2 videos, subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. Looking for training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Also, the harder than last time supplements, too many to name, so many. Just go on the website, whatever you're looking for, probably got it. And until next time, I am out.